this is Miss Marcel with your weekly update of what's going on in the art room. So we're going to start out with advanced art. They are beginning their scratch board of their animals, and so they each selected an animal to use as their guide for their scratch board, and then they're looking to get realistic textures. So here's a couple students' work that have just begun the scratching process. They're looking to get the texture, their proportions right, and they're having a really fun time with that. And so we'll continue that this week. In creating like the masters, we studied Vincent van Gogh, and they picked two landscapes of his work, and then selected one that they wanted to continue with. They got a final paper, and then they sketched it onto their final paper, and then a little bit last class, but definitely today and then next class, they are working on painting them. And so they're doing tiny little brush strokes to fill in their paintings, trying their best to replicate color and then also replicate the movement with their brush strokes. So these two are moving along quite well. In Art 6, we really started talking about clay. They're going to start clay their next class. Students were working on their project planner to figure out what they're going to do for their clay project. It's located here. And then they watched me do a clay demonstration to show them how to make their clay creature. That clay demo is also on my website under Art 6, and if you scroll down to where the clay section is, there is a YouTube video if students want a refresher. It is long, but some students were asking about it, so it is there. And then in creating comics, we first started out with some vocabulary. So we're doing vocab that is giving us language that we can use as we're building our comic book pages. And then we have a comic book guide page here where we are labeling all of the vocabulary words. So we're learning what they are and then labeling these two panels here, pages, I guess I should say, with the correct vocabulary. We also are talking about the direction of story and how our panels should be set up. And so which way are we going to be going? And we're talking about the zigzag pattern that's going to be created to lead the viewer in the right direction of their story. And then some students are still finishing up their maquettes. These ones are all done, and so we'll have grade slips next week. As a class, we talked about what our maquettes should have after they've had this experience, and I'm going to build a rubric off of our great class discussion that we had today and yesterday about the maquettes and the process that it took to make these. And I really wanted their input about what they think they should be graded on. I also have criteria that I believe they should be graded on, but I really enjoyed the conversation that we had with that. So yeah, it's kind of a short week. Next week it will continue with 6th grade with some clay, and the 7th grade with creating their comic book pages, and then the 8th grade classes should eventually be moving on to some new projects. All right, have a good week. Bye.